Today I'm taking a look at the Foxwell RT280 Pro. So we got our user guide, got the thermal camera. So it does have a quarter 20 on the bottom, so if you want to, you can mount that on a stand. We got our lenses there on the front. Got a couple of tether points there on the bottom. We also have our trigger. On the top, we got a cap. That is a nice thick cap, and that is covering up our USB-C port. And then we got our display on the back. Nice large display on this model as well. It also comes with a tether. We got a cleaning cloth, and we got a USB-A to USB-C cable, and that is a nice braided cable. Now it's got a very nice looking display on that, and I do appreciate they got that outline on there so that we can actually see what we're looking at through that thermal. Very nice resolution on there. If we hit the trigger, that will take a picture. We can cancel it there or save it right there. If we hit the menu, hit that again, and there we can see that picture. We're going to press and hold the trigger, and there you can see that we are now recording video. So if we want to actually save motion, especially if we need to move this guy around, we can use that for that. And we can play that back there. We also have our settings. So we got measurement, got center spot, hot spot, cold spot, zone, and edit zone. So if we go to zone, then that will make it so that it will kind of shrink the area that it's actually going to be measuring down to that center, but you can still see everything outside of that. I'm going to put that on hot spot. So with that, we can see we got that little red dot that is following around the hottest spot in the image, so that way you can actually see exactly what that hot image is. You can see at the top we got 32 degrees Celsius at the hottest spot, and we got 21 degrees Celsius at the coldest spot. And you can use all the information on the inside to determine what is actually hot and cold. So very nice display for that. We also have image mode. So we have outline fusion, visible, thermal. So if we don't want to have that outline on there, we can turn that off and we can get just the thermal image. Let's go to visible. That's just using the image on the front. So if you just want to use this as a regular camera, but also still telling you what the hot spots are, we can use that. And we have overlay fusion. So with this, you're going to see mostly the camera, but you're also going to see the thermal on top of that. And we got picture in picture. So with that, we can see the regular image and we can see the thermal underneath it. I do also have fusion adjust. So we can decide whether we want to see more of the thermal or more of the regular camera, and offset adjust. So if we want to adjust that offset, make it a little closer together, we can do that. We have color palette. So right now we are in iron. Change that to white hot, black hot, rainbow, high contrast, red hot, Arctic, lava, coldest. Looks like that is it. So quite a few different options. I usually just keep that on iron because I like that the most, but you can adjust that to whatever is most comfortable for your eyes. Thermal AGC. So you got high contrast, normal, and smooth. Saturation. High saturation, low saturation. I prefer high. Laser. So this actually turns a laser on the front so you can see exactly what you're pointing at. So that way if you need to match up what is on the image to what you're actually looking at, you can use that to help you out. I'll turn that off. We also got a flashlight. So a similar thing. We got some lights if we need to see in the dark. We got settings. Language, you can actually change the emissivity. TISR view, units are in Celsius, so if you prefer in Fahrenheit, we can do that. We also have Kelvin. Temperature compensation, temperature range, custom buttons. So if we wanted to be able to turn that laser on, we could do that. So now we got this custom button. We can hit that and we can turn the laser on. So nice being able to kind of set this guy up the way that you want it for your scenario. You can adjust the date. We can format the internal storage. Looks like we got 32 gigabytes, which should last a long time. We have an alarm. So with this, you can set this guy up on a tripod, have a look at something, and if it gets too hot, it will actually fire an alarm to let you know that something happened. Auto power off. Distance unit is in meters. If you want to, we can change that to feet. Temperature bar, prefer having that on. Brightness, store factory settings, and check for updates and about. Then we have album. So that's the same thing if we hit this button. And back to measurement. So lots of options on this guy. So here we've got an issue. We've got a drive that's saying that it's running. The drive is hot, but if we go over here to the motor, motor is cold. So that means we definitely do have a problem with that drive. And you can also see that we are not producing heat in the bottom of the cabinet. But that drive really shouldn't even give you any kind of a reading if that motor is not moving, because it should provide at the very least some kind of a feedback. So there's definitely some issue going on with that, but you can see there is no heat coming from the bottom of that drive. We have got some kind of a strange problem with that. But it's also neat to see on those cabinets over there, you don't even have to buy them, you can tell which one is on and running just because of that heat. And I love the resolution on this thing. If we look at this motor that is running, you can see what we should look like. Even on the belt and the pulley, 81 degrees is actually not that bad. More importantly, if that thing is cooking, we'll be able to see exactly what that temperature is without doing something dumb like going and putting our hands on it. So here we got a couple of drives. One on the right is off. It was recently turned off. We can see there is still a little bit of residual heat on there. So that is one way you can tell it was recently turned off. But more interestingly, we can see the one on the left. We got that little plume of heat coming out the top. So that normally is going to be going a lot higher on the wall. So that could mean that we're starting to get a defective fan on that cabinet. So let's look at this cabinet. That is what it should look like. So what that is telling us is that that fan is working. It is hot, but that's actually a good thing, because that means it is pulling the heat out of that drive and protecting it. What that also means is that drive that we were looking at before could have a problem with that fan, which means that that drive could be cooking right now. If that's cooking, we're gonna have to replace the whole drive, and having this tool, being able to see that problem before it starts, means that we can save ourselves hundreds, probably even thousands of dollars on that drive. All we gotta do is replace that fan before it becomes a problem. And you can see that is another one that is similar, but not that bad. Here we got some water pumps. Love the resolution on that. Much better than you get with most thermal cameras of this size. There is our heat exchanger. So we know that thing is working right. We are nice and cool there. We got our compressors. Be very hot. 130 degrees in that hot spot. But we can't see the insulation on that wall is working pretty well. And our chiller, even though that thing isn't running, we do have a heater in there keeping the oil going. Very cool, so we know that that is in fact working. 133 degrees right now. So yeah, a tool like this can tell you a heck of a lot of information. If you're doing any kind of maintenance work, these things can not only save you a lot of money, but just give you a heck of a lot of information you otherwise would not have. So overall, that is an excellent little thermal camera. So if I want to transfer those pictures and videos to the computer, all we got to do is plug it in. And it looks like we do need to have that on. So all their folders are going to be right here. We just find the one that's got the videos or pictures that we want, hit copy, and then we can paste that into the folder that we want. And there we go. We can now watch it right on the computer. Taking a look at the software for the RT280 Pro. So this is Foxwell software, and you can see we've got thermal analysis and device. If we open up a picture that we had previously taken, then we can take a look at that in there. But one of the cool things about it, we can see all of our hot spots. We can turn them all off, turn on just the ones that we want to see. So we've got center, hot, and cold. Right now we're in thermal imaging. We can go to visible. We can see everything that we would normally get. We got the outline fusion, we got the thermal overlay, picture in picture, and we also have something that you don't get on the camera, which is 3D mode. Now this is a little slow for me. I'm not sure if that is my computer or the software, but at either rate, you can still see the 3D. You can kind of move it around and see everything that's in there. So that is pretty cool. It's something I've definitely never seen on a thermal camera. Now right now we're on point. So if I click, we can see basically anywhere I put my mouse, the cursor, it will tell me what the temperature was at that exact spot. So if I've got, our hot point there, well, what was it right next to it? We can see every single pixel. It's pretty neat. We've got a line, so I can draw a line. It'll find the hottest point and the coldest point on that line. We have a polyline. So I can draw a couple of points. When I right click, it'll stop. And then I can see the hottest point and the coldest point on that line. We got a square, same thing. We've got a circle, same thing. We have a polygon, so you just draw out whatever kind of a shape that you want. And then right click when you're done. We got text, so if you want to label something, we can say top. Yeah, okay. And this is basically for making a picture that you can send to somebody else. So if you have a thermal image and you want to be able to label all that information, just to make it easy for whoever's looking at it to see what it is that you're looking at, we can also draw an arrow. All right, top. We can rotate the image. We can also mirror it, so we have horizontal mirror, and we have vertical mirror. So if you want to flip it upside down, we can do that. And we can save the image, we can send that out to somebody else so they can see all the different points and everything, all of our labeling, make this a much more valuable image. Now here's the really cool thing. If we click on device, and you can see I have the camera plugged in right now, we can basically use this as a thermal webcam. That is something I've definitely never seen before. So of course, if you're broadcasting on your computer, you're doing like remote help for somebody, something like that, they can see not only what's on your camera, but they can see it blown up on a large screen, and that really shows off the detail of that resolution. Very interesting stuff. And what's most interesting about this is I've just never seen it before. I have never seen a thermal camera plugged into a computer running in real time. That is some interesting stuff. So back to the thermal analysis, we can also change the color palette. So if we don't want to see the iron, maybe something else is going to be easier. There's also a few more on here that you don't get on the camera. For example, medical, Peking opera, iron block, peacock, fluorescent, summer, nature, jade. There is a ton of different options on here. So yeah, that is actually, most of the time when I see software that is developed for hardware, it feels like an afterthought. This actually feels like a polished piece of software. I'm very surprised at that. I'm very happy with how well it's actually working. So I'm very happy that I actually tried this software, because that really by itself brings up the value of this thermal camera. That is surprisingly nice stuff. So yeah, that's awesome.